Hey folks, it's Jared Manninen from the website TahoeTrailGuide.com. Today I'm going to be answering a frequently asked question as to whether or not a person should buy a backcountry cross-country ski one size larger for their body weight because they plan to wear a backpack full of gear. I totally agree that this sounds like a logical theory and a sound theory. However, the very short answer is I recommend sticking with the size skis that are designed for your body weight without any extra gear. The one caveat to that is if you do find yourself at the very top of your weight range in that set of skis, you may want to consider going up one step or trying a completely different brand of skis that has a different weight range. I always say when you're buying a set of cross-country skis to stick with the length of ski designed for your body weight, and this still holds true for the backcountry cross-country skis. I've tried using a longer set of skis with a weighted pack, and I can't explain why it wasn't a good experience, but I just did not have a good experience. It was very limited. I borrowed some skis from a friend that were one step longer than what I normally run, and for whatever reason I just could not get consistent grip. The glide was fine because I wasn't flattening the ski ever, so I was on the glide zones, but I just didn't have a good experience. And I don't know if that has something to do with weight distribution, or now that I have different heavier weight in the form of a backpack on my back, I was doing something different with my technique. I just did not have a good experience, so I don't recommend buying a set of skis longer than what you would normally use. Ideally, you would want to be at either the bottom or in the middle of that weight range, of which I am for the length of skis that I buy, so I can afford to put a few extra pounds on me. For example, this backpack right here is about 20 pounds. If you're planning on doing overnight backpacking, you're probably going to have closer to like 35 to maybe even 50 pounds, but I wouldn't ever wear a backpack more than that. At that point, you may want to start considering dragging a sled behind you with all your provisions. 50 pounds is a lot to be carrying on your backpack, but if you're just bringing like 20 pounds like I got, extra food, water, first aid, avalanche kit, and some additional clothes, 20 pounds is not going to make running the normal ski length that you use that much worse. It will be slower going downhill because you are going to be weighting that ski a little bit more, but at least you can control your speed. It's challenging if you plan on using a backpack, but I think the average cross-country skier going into the backpack probably won't have much more than 20 to 30 pounds on their back at any given time. Again, unless they're going to be skiing multiple days in the backcountry. One of the things that I also did when I was borrowing my friend's longer set of skis was that I actually took the pack off just to see how stiff they were and see if I could diagonal stride normally with them, with his longer skis, and it was near impossible. They were just too stiff for me, and I could not do any kind of striding with any kind of consistency. And I bring that up because I assumed that I wouldn't be able to do much striding with those longer skis, but I just wanted to confirm that. And the reason why is that if for some reason you are in the backcountry and you lose your pack, I don't know, a bear takes it because you had snacks in there and you were on a hill practicing some downhill, or some other critter got it and dragged it away, it fell off the side of a cliff. I don't know what reason you would have for leaving your pack behind, but it is a possibility. For some reason, you just don't have it. Now, how are you going to get out of the backcountry safely and efficiently if you're wearing the skis and you got your poles and all you can do is ski to self-extract, but those skis are too long for you? That would be a worst case scenario, but these types of worst case scenarios are worth considering because that's when stuff is really going to go wrong, is the series of unfortunate incidents that lead to you losing your backpack for some reason, or all the gear within your backpack falls out. I don't know, you have a blowout with your backpack, you can't carry it all. Again, considering not having all that extra weight on you to weight those skis down, you're just not going to be able to ski effectively. And that also extends to just normal everyday skiing, if you don't end up carrying a heavy pack with you all the time, which I don't. I mean, I rarely will carry this on if I'm only going out skiing for a couple of hours. Even in the backcountry, I'll have a pretty minimal setup. It may not be the most safe or recommended approach, but I keep things pretty, straightforward. I don't take too many risks when I'm out there. So I usually travel light and fast. But if you have to wear a heavy pack in order to run those skis, that means those skis are probably going to sit in your garage or your shed for most of the winter, unless you're doing all those excursions that require you to wear a heavy pack. So you may end up having a set of skis that you just don't end up using nearly as much as you thought you did or would. So that's another reason why I say just stick with the ones you got. You're not going to get the great glide. You will get better grip, and I think that is more important, especially in the backcountry with weight on your back. You want to make sure that every step you take is going to be a step moving forward, because you're already going to be additionally fatigued from carrying more weight with you. Okay, folks. That's kind of my long-winded response to that question, but it is asked of me a handful of times every winter. So if you like the video, give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. If you have any feedback or experience with wearing a weighted pack and what you've done to accommodate that additional weight, post it in the comments section below. Check out TahoeTrailGuide.com for more information about cross-country skiing and snowshoeing. And then if you feel compelled to contribute in a financial way to the health and longevity of Tahoe Trail Guide and this YouTube channel, I offer a Patreon, PayPal, and Venmo option for providing gratuities and tips. Just want to say thank you to all my supporters, all my subscribers, everyone who comments, and people we have conversations with online. It's very rewarding, very satisfying. I'm very grateful for all of that support. So thank you, and take care, everyone.